Is the timer on?
Yep, just started it now.
Very nice. What's going on, Joe? How have you been?
Working hard, working hard. So we gotta. Sean reminded me. He goes, "Can you reach out to Mike Mitchell Jr. today to coordinate the time that he's going to come on the show tomorrow?"
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a good guest last time.
Yeah, I think he wants to be here in studio, so that's fine with me. You just got to call.
Yeah. Do you want to? Okay, well, we'll figure that out over
Yeah,
the course of the day.
in the
Got my-
background somewhere.
I got my Shut Up Gina shirt on, Joe.
Nice.
Show starts in 1 minute.
Yeah, and this one's going to be named. This episode here is named "The Spurs have the best players, 3 of the best players under 22 in the top 6 this season." We're going to talk about that, and there's a lot of interesting statistics that have been released about the Spurs. What do I say? Women lie, people lie. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, my favorite one was the plus minus going into yesterday's game. How Devin Vassell had the number 1 plus minus in all of the NBA, which is remarkable. Keldon Johnson is the best defender in the NBA so far this year. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, Joe. We got to talk about whether it's difficult finding love in the city of San Antonio.
Oh, God.
Why do people get mad at me about that? I just reposted a story
You know what?
that was posted on mysa.com.
Well, that's the haters like Jeff Garcia, man. They just wait for you to post something so they can say, "Look at what Mike said." You know? It's like, come on, Jeff.
Joe, do you know why?
Anytime you post anything, Jeff's quick with it, man. They're quick with
man.
it, dude.
I came to Conroe for love, and Chica over here is making caldo for dinner. So
Yeah.
she's doing it right.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade, we rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
We're rising together on a Wednesday here in San Antonio. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Area 210 podcast powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera. Go visit Sean Quintero at that particular location. Go tell him that Area 210 sent you there. Again, half off bottles of wine and champagne all day, every day on Wednesdays. And again, happy hour from 6 to 9. Joe, we're going to have a fun show today. We go for about an hour and a half talking sports, pop culture, nostalgia. Yesterday, everyone was excited to see James Pledger out there. James Pledger, part of the show, did a fantastic job with us. Everyone says I'm afraid of James Pledger. Why would I be afraid of James Pledger? I love the man. He's one of my best friends. Why would I be afraid of him?
You act different, Mike, when Pledge is on. You come correct. You don't act silly when Pledge is on.
Well, I'm not coming correct
like
with
Daddy
the shirt.
coming home.
I'm not coming correct with the shirt right now. Shut up, Gina. Yesterday, another 12,000 early votes in Bexar County. The total is now 88,000 and change. We're about 11,200 shy of 100,000 votes from Bexar County. Yesterday, the top 2 precincts that got the votes, Joe, were the Northside precincts. We're talking about 281 and Brook Hollow. We're talking about Encino, the Encino area, which is 281 and 1604. They had collectively, those 2 precincts right there had more votes than the bottom 19 precincts combined, Joe.
Yeah.
The north side is coming through, and we're hoping that is good for Props A and Props B. I'm wearing my Shut Up Gina shirt. If this makes me a misogynist, screw you. It's not, but it is what it is, Joe. Just to let you know, the San Antonio mayoral election back in June had only 90,000 votes go towards those in the early voting campaign for the mayor. So it looks like the Prop A, Prop B is going to surpass the early vote totals for the mayoral election and still have a couple of days to go because early voting runs through Halloween. The election's on November 4th. The Spurs are one of 3 teams in the NBA right now that is still undefeated. Oklahoma City is 5-0. The Spurs and I believe the Chicago Bulls are 4-0. We're going to be talking about the Spurs a little bit because, as Joe likes to say about numbers, the numbers never lie, Joe? What's the saying that you say?
Let's say women lie, people lie, the numbers don't lie.
Exactly. Well, there's 4 teams that are undefeated, 2 in the Eastern Conference and 2 in the Western Conference. The Bulls, the Sixers, the Spurs, and the Thunder still undefeated in the NBA this year. Joe, we need to talk about certain players and what they're doing on the court. That's a little bit of a surprise. What are the biggest surprise when it comes to the Spurs? Because we know that we have some of the best young players. You were telling me before the show started that
Yeah.
there's a study out right now talking about the best players under the age of 22, and the Spurs don't have just one, don't have just two, but how many, Joe? We
They
got
got
like
three.
we've got three in the
They got
top
three.
six. We'll get into
And the
that.
top six. Yeah.
Some
There's a
of the
little bit of a teaser there right there for you guys.
like the movie The Town, just a little
Get
taste,
teased.
just a little taste. Also, Keldon Johnson, we have to sing the man's praises today. We gave some love to Devin Vassell, who, by the way, going into yesterday's games, had the highest plus minus of anybody in the NBA. Number 2 was Victor Wembanyama, but Devin Vassell is balling. We've given him crap before, Joe. He's a little bit of he likes to play the hero ball, but he's toned it down. Keldon Johnson locking people down on defense. It's
Yeah.
amazing what's going on right now. We're also going to hear from Coach Traylor of the UTSA Roadrunners because those of you who don't know, tomorrow they're going to be on national TV. They're going to be on ESPN taking on Tulane, a big game for the Roadrunners who are trying to make a bowl appearance, but they're a game under 500. We're going to hear Coach Traylor talk about the fact that he's having to go up against the Spurs tomorrow because the Spurs have a home game tomorrow and how embarrassing it might be that UTSA may only have a few thousand fans in the stands tomorrow at the Alamo Dome. What's the over-under, Joe? They normally get
Oh
15 to
man.
20. I don't see them getting any more than 10. I really don't. It might be an empty Alamo Dome tomorrow on ESPN. So we're going to hear from head coach Traylor when it comes to that. Joe, I'm excited as a Spurs fan. I'm excited. I'm getting more and more amped up about Prop A and Prop B. The Spurs giving out those T-shirts to say vote. We saw
Yeah.
the whole family go out there and address the audience. We said, Joe, if the Spurs get off to a hot start, that might propel things. What's your confidence level right now in Prop A and Prop B? Knowing that we have 88,000 votes already in house right now, knowing that it's going to surpass the early vote for the mayoral election, and knowing that the North Side is voting in higher numbers than they did in the mayoral election when Gina Ortiz Jones won by 7.5%. Are you getting a little bit more confident, or are you still biting your nails when it comes to it all, Joe?
I'm biting my nails, man, because what's gone on with the Spurs is the disinformation campaign, and this is going to be the outcome. This is what's going to sing the outcome of the future of the San Antonio Spurs and Project Marble. The disinformation campaign has been getting off to a hot start with Gina Ortiz Jones and everybody else, out there on social media. People that, they're just ridiculous. They come out and they're just like very opinionated and they're just spewing disinformation. It's not actual facts. This is how I feel, and I'm going to be vocal, and I'm going to put it out on TikTok. And the stupid thing is that almost everybody in the city, of the majority of people, they don't know how city politics work.
Right.
So they ingest the disinformation from social media. Anything they see on social media, such as Twitter, they're going to look on Insta, TikTok, they're going to go to Facebook, and that's how they're ingesting their facts. And the disinformation that's been out there has been rampant. And it's weird, Mike, because in today's age, that's basically the message is what's going to win Proposition A or B. That's what's going to sink the ship because the people aren't well informed. I know that the Spurs are trying to get behind it now, and they have ads that I've seen, and they're trying to explain what does it mean, when you go to the polls and you see that, yes, you're going to have a tax increase. And now they're having another pep rally. Last one, I know Carolina Teague had put it out and I retweeted it. The Spurs are having another pep rally for,
At the Pearl.
at the Pearl, and they're going to have Sean Elliott. Like, where were these guys in the beginning? Like, nobody wanted to hear from the PR person from the Spurs. Nobody wanted to hear from the lawyer from the Spurs. They wanted to hear from RC. They wanted to hear from Sean, Manu, David. That stuff should have been done a long time ago. And now they're trying to get behind it. Now it's kind of too late,
I think the Spurs were startled by the disinformation campaign.
Yeah.
I think that they understood that, hey, man, with Ron Nuremberg as the mayor, and he got termed out. With Ron Nuremberg as the mayor, it was full speed ahead. He was going to be supportive of this. And I think they were caught off guard by Gina Ortiz Jones. and the venom that she has for the Spurs, which is why we have the "Shut Up Gina" shirts. The
Yeah.
venom that she has for the Spurs, and just the erratic behavior and how she doesn't understand how city politics works. And she has decided, as opposed to stating her case, she'd rather have a disinformation campaign. But that being said, if you had asked me this question about a week ago, whether or not Prop A and Prop B would pass or not, I would say, man, there's no chance in the world because it wasn't looking good. Even our good friend Puro, Michael Carlos, who a lot of people are saying is drinking the Gene Northeast Jones Kool-Aid, was coming out and saying, man, we're going to different places and we're polling people. That poll from UTSA came out showing that it was 45% against and 40% for, with 15% undecided. Now, that's an interesting way to poll because it's hard to poll a low turnout election because you never really know. And then there's always that 15% that's undecided that's going to go one way or the other. They don't split 7.5 to 7.5 in either direction. Usually they go in lockstep in one direction or the other. We
Yeah.
saw this in the presidential elections in the past. Obama, all the undecideds went to Obama. All the undecideds went to Trump against Hillary, against Kamala Harris. You see the undecideds go in one direction all in mass. And if it is true that 15% were really undecided, and then you have these other people who maybe voters who don't vote very often get off the couch. We had to say Spurs had to get off to a hot start, and they went off and they beat the living crap out of Dallas. And we saw what happened on the game one, season opener in Dallas, where Wemby went off for 40 and 15. And the excitement, the buzz, as you said yesterday, Joe, started to come out. And then they won the second game, and then they won their first home game, then they won their second home game. They're 4-0, and Thursday, this weekend they played the Miami Heat. It's going to be a tough battle for the Spurs. You see that game tomorrow against the Miami Heat. Spurs could go 5-0, and there's an excitement within the Spurs organization among Spurs fans to get out to vote. The Spurs now finally getting their footing on this thing and saying, "Damn it, we're going to go out there and get public engagement. We're going to address the city. We're going to address the fans on TV. We're going to have these events. Sean Elliott's going to be out there speaking." So the Spurs, I think, got startled by Gina. I think they stumbled out of the gates. They didn't realize how difficult it was going to be to win this election, but the winning has helped, Joe. And I'm looking at the votes. Look at the top polling sites right now. The most votes right now for a polling site is Brook Hollow Branch. Brook Hollow is 281 and Bitters. 281 in Brook Hollow.
That way out there, man.
That area right there. 5,415 votes. In fact, yesterday they had a whopping 748. They're getting more and more by the day. Like that number is getting higher and higher and higher. They have almost 1,000 more votes than the second highest location, which is Lions Field, which is basically adjacent to Alamo Heights, the Pearl area. That's the Pearl. That's outside of that's the Incarnate Word area. Okay. Number 3 is the Igo Branch area. Igo Branch is 1604 Kyle Seal.
Yeah.
That's a very affluent side of town. That's what Alamo Ranch adjacent. Number 4 is Encino Branch, 281 and 1604. Wealthy area. They'd be more likely to want to go to that type of place, to a new arena. And then number 5 is now Cody Branch, which is basically Huebner Oaks.
Yeah.
So now you're looking at it. All these top polling sites when the elections first started, the early voting first started, those were all South Side. Those were all East Side. And now the numbers are skewing the other way. Now the North Side votes are coming on in, or the Alamo Ranch votes are coming in. The 6 highest votes come from Oakville Farms, which is basically 410 and Military Highway.
Like why does that sound like a brand of milk? Oakville Farms.
It does. It does. That's also getting that's Harry Wurzbach in 410 is basically what that is. And then number 7 is Stone Oak Parman Branch Library. So what I'm saying is that you look at it, the 7 spots that have the most votes come in are probably the most friendly towards Prop A and Prop B. So now I'm getting a little bit more excited.
You know who doesn't go and vote, Mike?
Who's that?
My Puro Exit 7 brothers and sisters, man. Y'all need to get out there and vote. You know where, if you're anywhere near the Marbach area, your polling location is going to be the Guerra Library. And if you know, you know where it's at. Nobody goes there, man.
Right.
I can go there, and I'm gonna go actually tomorrow and vote. Tomorrow's my D-Day. That's when I
Mhm.
got to go out there and vote because I'm gonna be busy on Friday. I got to pick up my niece, take her to school. But if you're in the Puro Exit 7 area, the Guerra Library is where you're gonna go and vote. That's your polling location. Make sure you go out there. Even if you don't have an opinion either way, you're on the fence. It doesn't matter. Just go and vote. I'm not gonna sway your vote and tell you how you should vote. Go with your heart, man. Just go out there and make sure you vote.
I'm looking at the areas right here that have the lowest vote areas. And you mentioned Marbach Road.
Mm-hmm. Puro Exit 7, West Side,
Yeah.
brother.
So I'm looking at the lowest polling sites right now. What side of town would this be? St. Philip's,
East
East
Side, brother.
Side.
Yeah.
Frank Garrett Service Center, West Side.
Yeah.
Macedonius Baptist Church, West Side. Texas A&M University, South Side. Palo Alto College, Southwest Side. Southside ISD, South Side. Lakeview College, which is the far northeast side. Our Lady of the Lake, Woodlawn. Cortez Branch Library, West Side. Claude Black Community Center, East Side. Those are by far the lowest polling sites in all of San Antonio. So I'm getting more excited. Spurs go off and win again tomorrow. More excitement for votes coming in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Again, we're going to surpass the number of votes that came in early.
Hope so.
140,000 people voted in the mayoral election, and 98,000 of that was done early. 42,000 was done during the election day. Right now, we're at 88,000 votes coming on in. We're going to surpass 100. Now, not all 100,000 go to Prop A and Prop B because a handful of those votes are strictly county.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, the early voting for Prop A and Prop B will surpass what is going on with the mayoral election back in June, which is amazing. And again, where the votes are coming from is skewed because when Gina Ortiz-Jones was running for mayor, a lot of votes came from the east side and the west side and the south side. And now the top polling sites have skewed over to the north. Interesting. So,
you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to wear, hopefully I got my Shut Up Gina shirt because I already ordered it. I think it arrived yesterday, but I got to go check the mail for it. So I'm going to go check it out today later on, see if my shirt came. I'm going to wear my shirt to the polling site. But if it's a little chilly, I'm going to have to put the hoodie on because they won't let me in with the Shut Up Gina shirt. So I have to cover it up. But after I vote, it better be sure enough. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to put the I voted sticker on my middle finger and I'm going to take a picture and post it.
Very nice. That's Joe Garcia. My name is Mikey Meadows. We are powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera, who have 8 brand new cocktails for $8.99 all day, every day. It's Wednesday, Wednesday, half off bottles of champagne, half off bottles of wine. They have happy hour every day, Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday included, weekends included, from 6 to 9. But those drink specials, the Mai Tai, they've got the Long Island iced tea, they've got the lychee martini, they've got the
lemon drop,
martini, they've got the mule, all that stuff. Go give it a whirl, man. Again, PF Chang's La Cantera, they sponsor our chat. And by the way, before we get into the show, and I know we're 15 minutes into it, but we really haven't started. I have a couple of things I need to address to those who listen to the show and watch our show, who take part in the chat.
Yeah.
Couple of things. Be respectful of our guests. Okay.
Please.
We had Darian Starling on from UTSA coverage. He's our UTSA insider when it comes to it all. Don't think I didn't see that racist comment that was in there.
No.
Don't think I didn't see it. I didn't address it because I was hoping you didn't watch it. And when we have a guest on, they can see the comments on there.
Yeah, man.
Don't think he didn't see it either. Be nice to people. And we are more than happy to block everybody out here. Be nice to each other as well. Whether it be myself or Joe, you can make fun of me. I don't care. I have all the ability in the world to withstand. You see that on Twitter. I don't care if people make memes of me. I don't care if people do all that. If it doesn't affect my business or make fun of my kids, I don't care. Okay. But that being said, no racial crap on our stuff, right? And then also quit blocking each other on there. We had a listener
Jeez,
to our
man.
show who has been there from day one.
Somebody snitched on him and said they got
Somebody's
offended by his comment.
which by the way was nothing. And he got blocked
Nothing.
from the show for a week, and he's been reaching out to us saying, "How do I get back onto the show
I
so
had
I
to
could
call
take part in the
YouTube
chat?"
yesterday, man.
What the hell? And then we go back and
Bro.
we check the tape. Was he being offensive? No.
No.
Quit being butthurt. So y'all be nice to each other, man. Y'all be nice to each
Yeah.
other. Now people are asking the question, who said it, Mike? The racial comment. Be honest with you, I didn't even recognize the name.
It was probably just a troll, dude. Some troll, somebody just come in there and do that.
Okay, very nice, very nice. And be nice to Joe. Be nice to me. Be nice to Fernandez or anybody else who's on here, because any beef that is personal, keep it out of the effing chat. Okay,
Jeez,
you
man,
go do
please.
that elsewhere. This is not the place for it.
Yeah.
We say shut up, Gina. We say shut up to those who are trying to
Yeah, look,
start crap on there.
if they want to go at each other, I don't give a damn. Like, y'all can do that outside of the chat, outside of the show. Have at it. But
Yeah.
during the context of the show, man, come on, let's just be nice to each other. That's all I'm saying, dude. Let's be respectful.
Very nice, very nice. Joe, you were saying numbers never lie, but women sometimes
Yeah.
do. And here's the thing, Joe. The Spurs are what their record says they are. They are 4-0. And we're going to have a series of games coming up that are going to test the Spurs and see how good they really are. I said after 10 games before the season start that the Spurs would go 6-4. People thought I was crazy. You said 5-5. Spurs are 4-0. They're going to be tested. They went undefeated in preseason, for crying out loud. They're undefeated all the way through. They've struggled against bad teams, but they've ended up winning. They start off hot the first and second quarter. We found that they struggle in the third, and then they turn it back up in the fourth. That's just the way that the pattern that they have going on right now. But the numbers are showing that the Spurs, as a collective, are doing so well, feeding off of each other and feeding off the fact that Wemby has turned from an all-star to a generational type of player. Keldon Johnson, Joe, is the league leader in the entire NBA of defensive field goal percentage defended. Who would have thought, Joe? Wemby second.
Not me. Not me. You know what? There's the graphic. You know what? And kudos to Keldon, man. I got the little bobblehead right here.
Yeah.
The
Keldon
Mustang.
Johnson. So the best defensive field goal percentage this season, minimum 30 attempts. All right, so 30 shots against him. 29% accuracy is what the shooters are doing against Keldon Johnson. Victor Wembanyama is second, followed by Kevin Durant, Anthony Simons, Ryan Rollins, Jaylen Brown, Jaime Jaquez, Miles Bridges, Donovan Clingan, and Stephon Castle. Look, Castle's there. So 3 of the top 10, 1 and 2 and 10 are Spurs. What did we say before the season started, Joe? What was the Spurs' identity going to be?
Yeah.
Defense. Because individually, when they got Luke Cornett, God, I can't wait for him to come back. When they got Luke Cornett, when they started picking up certain players, and they got Dylan Harper in the draft, who was known as a defensive demon, and then you add the fact that people don't realize that De'Aaron Fox led the league in steals 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Defense is it. But what I didn't realize, Joe, was that other players were going to get better because the people around them were playing better, and we're seeing that from Keldon Johnson. We're seeing that from Devin Vassell. They're swallowing up their players defensively, and it helps having a 7-2 Luke Cornett behind you. It helps having a 7-4, 7-5 Wemby behind you. But man-to-man, individually, they're doing a pretty good job, Joe.
Yeah, but why is this happening? You got to ask yourself, head scratcher. You have to look at Wemby. It all starts and stops with Wemby. When Wemby came out, rookie year, second year even, he didn't want to play in the paint. Refused to play in the paint, and I'm not going to do it. I want to go in and stop and outside the 3-point line and just shoot, shoot from the logo, and what have you. Now that he's got a little bit dog in him, he's bulked up a little bit. You can see that that's made a difference because what does it do? It makes him a presence now inside the paint, and it lets everybody else around him do what? Play their natural positions. That's why
Yeah.
the team is looking so much better because Wemby's finally playing inside the paint. He should have done that since day one. But you live and learn. I'm just happy with where it's going right now. Wemby in the paint is making everybody else on the team better, and we're seeing that right now.
Keldon Johnson, I know he had one season where he averaged 22 points per game, and
Yeah.
someone had to score on a bad team. But this is the best I've ever seen him play.
True.
All
And
around game.
he's playing his natural position. That's what he's supposed to be doing.
And everybody is not only playing their position, but they're going towards their strengths. This is the bizarro, the opposite of what Pop was doing back in the day with Jeremy Sohan, trying to make him play point guard. He's basically saying, Mitch Johnson's basically saying, everyone play what you are comfortable playing.
Who would have thought, Mike?
Who would have thought that would work out? And we talk about the fact that Wemby is shooting fewer 3-pointers per game. Last year, he shot 8.8 3-pointers per game. This year, he's shooting 2.8. So he's going from 9 to 3, Joe. He's cut it by 2/3. But in doing so, Joe, his 3-point shooting has gone up to 36.4%. So when he is shooting the 3-pointer, when is he shooting it? When it's the appropriate time to shoot the 3.
No.
Because if he can shoot 36.4% from 3, and he lights out, he fires it off 3 times a game, 4 times a game, I'm fine. That's better than shooting 30% from 3 9 times. It's all about the efficiency of a team. And I know, Joe, you made fun of me all last season when it came to it all. My favorite stat is what? EFG, right?
EFG. It's still your favorite.
EFG, the effective field goal shooting percentage, the analytics behind shooting, right? It means something. And now you see Wemby shooting 60% from the field, 36% from 3. You can't stop that. Those are perfect stats. You're getting 120 to 118 points for every 100 shots he's shooting, when back in the day he was getting 98 points for every 100 shots he was taking. There's a big switch going on. Keldon Johnson being told, go shoot the ball, go make a bucket. Like it's not one of those things where they're telling, when Keldon goes in the game, they're not bringing him in the game to kind of pass the ball around. No, when Keldon has the green light, go shoot. And there are particular times of the game when Wemby sits that everyone looks at who they look at. They look at Devin Vassell. They're like, Vassell, your time to shine. And it reminds me of a nice rock band where everyone gets a solo, where the guitarist gets to go up on stage and the singer being Wemby backs off, and then you see the guitarist. I've seen Slash perform, for example, or the Leo brothers from Stone Temple Pilots, or whatever the case may be, where the singer falls off the stage, goes off the stage, and they let the guitarist take to the center stage and maybe get off on a podium or something like that and just do a solo and just kill it, right? But what happens after the solo? They step back down and they fade back into the background. And that's what Mitch Johnson's doing as head coach right now. That's the beauty of what he's doing, is he's not putting 5 scorers out there at one time. When Wemby comes out, Vassell, you better be doing something. And when both of them are out, Keldon, it's your time to shine. And it's amazing what he's doing. Mitch Johnson is I'm not saying he's doing an A+ job coaching, but a solid A-, and I'll take it, Joe.
I think he's doing a hell of a job right now because he's got the team playing really good basketball. And you even heard him in his speech that he was giving that came out on social media. Embrace the mundane, his kind of Coach Pop moment. And I love that. The thing is too, is like, you see what Coach Pop was doing, and somebody had put in here, that does that go show that the game had kind of passed Coach Pop by a little bit? because he was still hanging on to the days of old. With Mitch, the team is looking fresher, they're looking younger. Everybody's playing in their natural position. They're not trying to do anything cute out there, and play out of position and no Wemby, it's okay. Don't play in the paint, no. Mitch has gone ahead and fixed all the little problems that were plaguing the Spurs. And now you're starting to see them play as what, Mike? A well-oiled machine, right? Playing like a team. And you're seeing them go off starting hot right now, 4-0. How much of that has to do with Mitch talking with his team in the offseason? You know, I think that had a lot to do with it. And you can't sing his praises more, because I think he's just done a great job coming into the season. And I'd like to see where he stands at the end of the season. I would dare say that Mitch might be in the running for coach of the year.
He might be, and it's a scary thought to do because hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
When it comes to it all, um, when you look at like certain coaches, there's the safe way to go about doing things, and then there's the more aggressive way of doing things. The safe way of going about doing things is to say, "Hey, let's go and try to attract Steve Kerr from Golden State." Someone who's won a few chips before, someone who's played with superstars before, but you know what? He's in his late 50s. He won some as a member of the Bulls, but he's in his late 50s. It's
Yeah.
different to go up and trust a 30 some odd year old coach who has no experience as a head coach. And I have to remind Spurs fans, and you and Pledger went off on the rails on me about this yesterday, saying that I was against Mitch Johnson when I've never spoken poorly about Mitch Johnson. I've been a supporter of
Oh,
Mitch Johnson from day
Mike,
one.
you didn't like him
Find
last year, Mike.
find the tape, Joe. Find the tape.
Oh my
I've
God.
always said that I wanted him to be the head coach of this team, that he deserved to have his own offseason. He deserved to have his own coaching staff and to get a real opportunity. And I said that if he was left behind by the Spurs, some other team would come and snatch him up in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think you called him Coach Pop's puppet.
He was Coach Pop's puppet for a while. But that's not that's not on him, Joe.
No, Coach Pop was still pulling the strings from behind the scenes, telling him what lineups he should play and what he should do during games.
But that's not on him.
No, no, I'm just saying that's what was happening.
I kept saying though that he deserved to have, and I know Fernandez as well was one who was saying, no, we need to give this guy a chance because everyone seems to respect and love him. But to go after like Oklahoma City with Mark Daigneault,
No.
back in the day when Mark Spoelstra was a young coach for the Miami Heat, or Joe Mazzulla for the Celtics, it's harder to go off and for Spurs fans to trust, or NBA fans in general, to trust a young head coach because there's a comfort and safety of saying, well, we're at least going to get Brett Brown. We're at least going to get Doc Rivers. We're at least going to get, for some franchises out there saying that they're going to get that.
They got rid of the old talking heads here, the assistant coaches, and Mitch got his own squad, his own coaching staff. And look at what's happening. The team looks a hell of a lot better because they got rid of the old guys, Mike.
Right. And Mitch Johnson was not supposed to be the head coach. 5 games in, Pop goes down with a stroke, and all of a sudden they threw him into the fire, which was interesting because they didn't throw Brett Brown into the fire. They threw Mitch Johnson into the fire. So that shows that there was some sort of trust within him. Matt Lerma comes in with a super chat right now because talks, baby.
Here comes the money.
Says, I hope we see fewer names on the injury list tomorrow.
Some
names should be coming out. Again, we've had injuries to De'Aaron Fox, who's not supposed to come back until like Thanksgiving time frame, if I'm not mistaken. Jeremy Sohan is revving the engines, watching this team go 4-0 without him. I hope that he brings something to this team and can feed off it. I said yesterday I'm buying stock in Jeremy Sohan for the first time in a long time. We have Kelly Olynyk, who's missed the entire preseason campaign. Lindy Waters has missed time. Luke Cornett has a sprained ankle, has missed the last 2 games. Hopefully it's a smaller injury report. I do agree. Thank you so much for the support, Matt. And by the way, Matt does a fantastic job post game with the spaces. Yeah. They do an amazing job. I was on there drunk off my ass after the Dallas game earlier this year. Next game for the Spurs is the Miami Heat. And the Miami Heat put up 144 points last night against Charlotte without Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero's missed the entire season so far, so I don't know if he's going to be available for the Spurs game. But you look at that team, Joe. This is going to be a really big test for the Spurs.
Aren't
Last
they
night,
kind of reminiscent of the Spurs from the Eastern Conference? They're kind of evenly matched in my eyes.
yeah, they don't have a deep team,
Yeah, not a deep team.
but the 5 core guys they had last night, Bam Adebayo, 26 points, 6 rebounds. He's an all-star, a very good center, but he's 6'8".
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
don't got a Wemby.
he's 8 inches shorter than Wemby. You have Andrew Wiggins, who is has a little bit more height, but Andrew Wiggins is somebody who's either feast or famine. He's either on fire or he's cold as ice. Kel'el Ware. Kel'el Ware, the young big guy out there, he'll run you up and down the court. We saw him during the preseason games. Davon Mitchell, Jaquez, however you say his name. Some young, talented players out there. But those guys, they heat up fast, man, and they literally are the Miami Heat. They can heat up 144 points yesterday against Charlotte. It's a good team, dude. Would you say this, Joe, that this is the best team they've played all year long?
I would say that is the best team that they're going to be playing all year long. And like I said, this Miami Heat team is going to be a good test for the San Antonio Spurs. Again, there's something that goes unsaid when you have a coach like Coach Spo, who's great at adjusting, making adjustments and getting his team to play at a high level, regardless of who's out there on the court. I think it's just going to be a tough test for the Spurs. I see Coach Spo trying to do something with Wemby to kind of pester him. You can't stop him, but they're going to try to go ahead and get him out of rhythm, I think, early on in the game. So, he might get a little frustrated. His shot might not be falling right away, but eventually Wemby will figure it out and he'll go ahead and have another double-double. But I think they're just going to go ahead and do enough. The defense is decent enough to just, pester the Spurs, and give them fits. Yeah. Now, it's not going to be maybe on the same level as San Antonio because the San Antonio Spurs are one of the best defensive teams right now. They're only 4 games into the season, but they're one of the best defensive teams in the league right now. And I think Miami is just well coached and they're just a decent enough team, kind of evenly matched. They don't have a Wemby, Tyler Hero's, still injured, but who's to say that they might not put him in for tomorrow's game? Again, this is going to be a home game over at the Frost Center. Tip-off time is 7:30 p.m. So go ahead and check that out. I'm sure it's going to be on the FanDuel network. So you have to have the subscription to watch.
Tyler Hero is going to miss the game. He had surgery back in September for an ankle injury. He's out 8 weeks, which gets him to like sometime in late November, maybe early December when it comes to it. If you go on my Twitter account, our good friend Hector Ledesma asked a question of Victor Wembanyama about being undefeated. Because, again, the Spurs right now are 4-0. And we've had the glory years, Joe. The Spurs have won 5 chips, 99, 03, 05, 07, and 2014. And Hector Ledesma, our good friend, brought up the fact that this is uncharted territory for the Spurs. And Victor Wembanyama had absolutely no idea that was the case. Joe, do you see what I'm saying? I just read a few seconds ago. Hear what Hector Ledesma had to say, the interaction he had with Wemby at practice yesterday at the Rocket La Cantera.
No.
Oh, wait, stop it real fast.
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. Because Spurs have the highest win percentage in like the last 3 years or whatever, right? Wow. Well, let's beat that record.
Okay, so
and now with the
So Ledesma, I did not realize he didn't have the setup there. Ledesma asked Wemby, he goes, "Did you realize the Spurs have never been 5-0? Like, despite the fact that the Spurs have had 50-win seasons like crazy from 89 all the way to 2017, 5 championship years, they've never gone 5-0." And Wemby's response was like, "Are you serious? The Spurs have had the most winningest franchise in the last 30 years, and they've never been 5-0." He goes, "Let's go beat that. Let's go beat that." That's really cool, Joe. So uncharted territory for the Spurs. And who would have thought it would have been with this young upstart of a team? I did watch some podcasts yesterday from like Bill Simmons Zach Lowe, and all these guys. And it's so funny when you hear these players talk about, or these analysts talk about Wemby and the Spurs, and they ask the question, are the Spurs really that much better? Like, have we been sitting on the talent of this team, or is something else happening? And it's kind of funny because you see them talk about how sometimes when you play ball, you play up to your competition and you play up to your teammates, right? And
Yeah.
if Wemby takes it up a level, everybody else better take it up a level, and everyone's collectively raising their game. And that's fun to watch, Joe. I know it's only 4 games in, and
Yeah,
maybe we
4
shouldn't be that
games.
excited, but it's only 4 games in. We did hear from Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
Wemby and saying, dude, this guy is going to win not only the Defensive Player of the Year, but he's in line to win. He's in line to win the MVP as well. I
I
just
got the
retweeted this.
excerpt.
I have it right here on the I just retweeted it on the Draymond show. Draymond Green saying how Wemby might not just get one award, but you know how Pop did it, the not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Yeah.
Draymond saying Wemby might be in line to win all sorts of awards this year. 4 games in.
Yeah, I'll show the clip that we have. And this is going
Okay,
to be
I
courtesy of
yeah, the Draymond show.
yeah. Let me go
When
ahead and
it
get the
comes
audio.
game, we must talk about Wemby. He was almost trying to go at AD as if he got something against him, and not that it was in a manner, but he dunking and screaming and like he was on one. But then come game 3 comes, it's like this is what he on. He's on like I want the next MVP award, and I don't want it like then. I want it now. Like he stay at this pace, at this level. He's going to be like MVP, DPOY, most improved player. Like he's going to be in position to compete for all those awards. And so I think, man, like when you look at him, you can only sit and think and wonder like what type of player is it going to take to guard him?
That's the Draymond Green show. Now, Draymond was I think it was tongue in cheek, saying that he believes he's still the best defender in the league. Everyone was giving him crap about that. I think he was just playing around. But most improved player, how can an all-star become the most improved player of the year? That's pretty interesting when it comes to it all. But the Spurs are turning heads right now, Joe. Turning heads.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm looking at the odds on FanDuel. Right now, the player that has the best odds to win most improved player is Amen Thompson of the Houston Rockets, but he's really at 9-1 odds. So there's really no favorite when it comes to it all. Victor Wembanyama is on the list in the top 15 at 40-1 odds. 40-1 odds, most improved player, Joe?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. Coach of the year, Joe. You want to make some money on Mitch Johnson?
Make money on Mitch Johnson. Put my money on him.
Joe. Oh my God, Joe. We got to let Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 know this, Joe. I did not know this. I'm gonna screenshot this, Joe. Remember he had the 12th best odds to win Coach of the Year before the season started?
Yeah.
FanDuel right now has Mitch Johnson as the favorite by far to win Coach of the Year.
Telling you, man. Don't be
Plus
slipping on Mitch.
470. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Woo-wee. Jesse A reminded us that John Morant won most improved player before, so it is possible to be an all-star and then go and win most improved player. But
They
the
still
Spurs,
give me crap for Arch Manning.
yeah, that's funny. That's funny. But again, the Spurs take on the Miami Heat tomorrow. No Tyler Hero because he has an ankle injury, but it's still going to be a tough matchup for the Spurs. Again, Wemby's going to have to impose his will. He's going to have to impose his will down low. Now, that's going to be a sold-out crowd over there, over at the Frostbank Center. More than 17,000 fans will be there. Professional segue. How many people are going to be in the stands at the Alamo Dome for UTSA's game against Tulane?
That's Gina Ortiz-Jones. Go Spurs, go. Crickets.
Go onto my Twitter account real fast. I do have a sound with head coach Jeff Traylor talking about UTSA football competing with the Spurs tomorrow night. The Spurs in action at the same time at the Frost Bank Center. UTSA playing on national TV against Tulane on ESPN. How embarrassing could it be for UTSA to not have a crowd turn out? Here's what head coach Jeff Traylor had to say yesterday.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about it. The Spurs are hot. I'm so thrilled for them. They're 4-0. They're 5-0 in preseasons. They're 9-0 in my book. And they play that night at home. And we're on national TV. And it's a Thursday night. And we haven't been doing so well, right? So that's a lot of things. But I know this. As long as I've been here, whoever shows up, it's loud as heck. And whoever's there will be the most loyal fans of all. Whoever's there is like the crazy uncle and the crazy aunt that no matter what you did at school, they still loved you no matter what. That's what these fans are. And those are my most favorite ones because they're in the foxhole with you. And our fans, and I even had a few coaching buddies of mine say, do you think your fans will show up Thursday? And I said, they've been very loyal to us all 6 years. And there are years we deserved it, and there are years we have not deserved it. And they have been very loyal. So whoever's there, we're going to be grateful and really try to play our tails off for them against a very good football team.
That just sounded so sad. Whoever's there, we're going to be so grateful. We're going to be so grateful. UTSA at 3-4 has been struggling. They're coming off a big ass whooping from a couple of weeks ago, coming off a bye. 3-4 again. You take 6 wins to make a bowl game. Take it on Tulane. Tulane coming in 6-1. I will say this about UTSA: they're a better home team than they are a road team, but Tulane is favored by 4.5 points tomorrow. UTSA, you can get them at plus 165 if you take the money line.
Yeah.
And there's
Guess who else is going to be there tomorrow, Mike?
Oh, I know. UTSA is going to have
Sports Center going live.
Sports Center is going to be there, and if I'm not mistaken, isn't that particular Sports Center anchor a UTSA grad? If I'm not mistaken,
Believe so, man. They're going live from the Rowdy Lawn this Thursday, starting at 12:30 p.m.
Very nice, very nice. So I mean, it's fun getting these games out on a Thursday, being out on a Thursday. Spurs fans, Roadrunner fans, show up, man. You can always take your phone into the Alamo Dome, hook up to the Wi-Fi, and just watch it on Fubo, watch it on FanDuel or whatever the case may be. You can simultaneously do things, and you can go vote beforehand for Prop A and Prop B, but you can't wear your Shut Up Gina shirts.
No. I'm going to be wearing mine if I got mine already delivered. I'm going to go check the mail, like I said, but I have to put the hoodie over it. One thing that we need to get into, Mike, we haven't talked about that stat, about the Spurs having those players, some of the best players in the league under 22.
Yeah, it's interesting because we talk about how young a team like Oklahoma City was. Oklahoma City Thunder last year, the NBA champions, they were the youngest team in the NBA. So being young is not necessarily a bad thing. But I found it to be interesting that you said, Joe, that who was the organization that said that the Spurs had 3 of the top 6 players? Hoops Hype.
Mm-hmm.
3 of the top 6 players in the NBA under the age of 22 were silver and black. Who are they, Joe?
Number 1, you got Victor Wembanyama. At number 3 on the list, you got Stephon Castle. And at number 6, making that top 10, you got Dylan Harper, man. So they got some of the best players under 22 years of age. They got 3 players in the top 6 spot.
That's amazing. Now, VJ Edgecombe is coming out of the gate hot. If the Spurs were not going to draft Stephon Castle, I would have wanted them to have gotten VJ Edgecombe. Edgecombe is just a shooter, man. Him playing with Maxey over there in Philly, that's a deadly combination. VJ Edgecombe will probably be, in my eyes, rookie of the year when it's all said and done, because we've seen Harper is doing well. He's going to be a 16-5-5 guy. He's going to be first team all rookie. But Edgecombe is getting the green light to shoot 25 times a game. He's going to put up points and put up numbers. It's going to be difficult to beat VJ Edgecombe. That's not an anti-Harper thing. That is the fact that the usage rate of Edgecombe is so high that it's going to be hard to pass up on a 25-point per game kind of guy, a 23-point per game kind of guy. Meantime, Cooper Flagg is struggling there in Dallas. But you see that list there of Castle and Harper. They're only going to get better, Joe. Wemby's only going to get better. Castle's only going to get better. Harper's only going to get better. And the love that these guys are getting right now, because Castle, in every facet of the game except for free throw shooting, seems to be 100% comfortable out there. Dylan Harper is playing like a 5 to 10-year vet already. He's just has such high basketball IQ, and Wemby playing like a generational guy. But that's exciting stuff to happen. And by the way, the Spurs have that swap with Atlanta, so we can have even more talent coming in if Atlanta bottoms out and enters the lottery, because that pick becomes a Spurs pick when it's all said and done. Joe, how familiar are you with the what's called the player efficiency rating? It's called a PER.
PBR.
PER, right? They said that
The-
I saw John Hollinger talk about this. John Hollinger has his rankings on ESPN when it comes to the PER, and this gives credence to the fact that Wemby might actually be a legit MVP candidate. Did you know that what's considered to be elite in the NBA right now, when it comes to a PER, is anything north of 30? If you're north of 30, you're elite, right? And there have only been like 25 times in NBA history that someone's been above like a 32. So you are elite, Joe, if you're north of 32. 30, you're an all, if you're 28, you're an all-star. If you're 30, 32, you're elite. The PER currently of Victor Wembanyama right now is 41. It's ridiculously high. He and Giannis are both in the 40s. And then the third highest happens to be Austin Reeves, who had that 51-point game.
Austin Reeves had a 50-point game before Wemby. Mira Wemby.
But Joe, I'm not saying he's going to have a PER of 40-something, but if he's in that vicinity, Joe, that wouldn't be considered to be a good year, Joe. That would be considered to be one of the all-time great years.
You know what else happened the other day too? You're talking about Giannis.
Yeah.
Man, they did not have video of this brother.
Wow. I saw that, Joe. Oh my God. Let's count the steps. 1, dribble. That's fine.
He don't got no
1
ball. Look at him.
2, 3, 4, 5, and a push off. And a push off.
And 1. Look at that. Come on, man.
Okay. So first of all, this is hysterical, but you reminded me about something that Chica said. Okay, so yeah, the traveling calls for
Jeez,
like they called Keldon for a travel the other day, which was a travel, but it was like, okay,
yeah.
if that was LeBron, it wouldn't be a travel, but Keldon Johnson, that is a travel. That's stupid. And it's not that the refs missed it. The refs obviously have been told not to care. There's no other way of doing it. We saw a shot that was 5 steps that was egregious. We saw LeBron take 7 steps last year. 7, a legit 7.
Yeah.
They just don't care. You mentioned and 1. Chica makes fun of me because I have brand new clothes ever since I left San Antonio and I got separated and divorced and all that stuff. Chica was basically saying that I need a whole new wardrobe. So we go shopping all the time. And basically, I have nothing from my old life clothing-wise, right?
Yeah.
Except for these except for one pair of shorts, and I'm wearing them right now, Joe. I'm wearing these and 1 basketball shorts, and she makes fun of me. She's like, "Why do you wear those shorts?" And I always tell her, in case the game's gonna break out, I'm ready, right?
Oh man, come on.
Because back in the day, that was the thing, right? You'd go out and you put the basketball shorts, and then you put the jeans on top of them. And if a game popped out, boom, just take off your jeans. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Or your high tops. Be ready, right? In case something happens at Just for Feet, right? And they have the basketball court on top of the building. If you remember that back in the day. Or you never know if you're going to end up at a park like Garza Park, or you're going to end up at Cuellar, or what's that one on the Southwest side, Joe? Not Joe Ward, but it was
Which one? Wheeler Park?
Miller's Pond.
Oh
You
my
go
God.
play at Miller's Pond back in the day.
You didn't play there, Mike. Come on, brother.
All the time, Joe. I was at Miller's Pond.
Man.
Dude, Alex Noriega is on there, Joe. Alex, dude, we played Miller's Pond a lot. You're on this on Joey Noriega. If you're watching, also vouch for us. We used to play at Miller's Pond all the time.
I was there all the time. I never seen you there, bro.
Okay, but it is true that we did play there a lot. but that being said, my shorts said and 1, and Chico was like, "What the hell does and 1 mean?" And I looked at her like
Oh,
without
my
missing a
goodness.
beat. I went, and one.
God, she's
I was
probably
like,
like
you make the
crazy.
bucket and you got fouled, and one. Go to the free throw line. And like I got so dramatic about it. She was like, "The hell's this?" And I was like, "And one." I give the motion. Oh my god! But if you want to have and one a good day, and you want to have another drink, another one, head over to PF Chang's La Cantera. It is Wednesday, Wine's Day over there. Half off bottles of champagne and wine. Happy hours from 3 to 6. Joe, let's show them some love. PF Chang's La Cantera are ride or die right now.
PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
It's not on the drink special list, but Joe and I will attest to the fact that you need to try the Japanese old fashioned.
That's
comes
the
out
best one, man.
It comes out all smoky. It tastes amazing. It's discounted from 6 to 9 when they have happy hour. Again, happy hour every day from 6 to 9. Wednesday, Wine's Day, half off bottles of champagne and wine. Go visit Sean Quintero. Let him know. Sean is one of the big wigs over there at PF Chang's La Cantera. Say, hey, Area 210 podcast brought you here. They have an outdoor venue as well. Joe, the weather's getting nice. For those who want to eat outdoors, dude, you'll never, the celebrity sightings over there, the local celebrity sightings, just in the past 2 weeks, you had Julian Champagny over there with his family. You see Goldberg there a lot, the wrestling superstar out there. We've had a lot of guests. Frank Harris was out there a lot. Billy Madison. All these people go to that PF Chang's La Cantera. Go hang out over there. Again, they have their new drink specials from open to close right now. It's a limited time. $8.99 for certain drinks like the Mai Tai, the Long Island Iced Tea, the Mule Lychee Martini, the Lemon Drop Martini. They have a lot of other drinks available for special all day long. PF Chang's La Cantera, thank you so much for sponsoring this show. Joe, in the chat, Tony Ross asking the question, Mike, were you a good street baller? I was okay. I was pretty good. I was above average, but I wasn't elite. I held my own.
I was an elite.
I held my own. As much as a 5'7" guy could do, I held my own. I was actually a good ball handler. And I was occasionally streaky from 3. Alex Noriega. Joe, you read that one, Joe. I'm not going to read that one. Joe, you read Alex Noriega's comment.
Mike really did play at Miller's Pond. He had that sneaky 3-pointer from the corner baseline.
That was my shot, baby, from the left side every time.
God,
every
dude.
time. I would say this, Joe. If you were to give me like a letter grade, what is it? NBA 2K, right? NBA 2K, my 3-point shooting with 100 being great, right? Let's do a scale of 1 through 10. 3-point shooting, I was depending on where I was 6.5, 7, right? Handles, I was an 8 or a 9. Defense, I was a 7. Height-wise, nothing well. What was my per?
No, bro.
I held my own. I wasn't great, but I held my own. We had
handles. I was 8 or a 9. No, Mike.
I was a good handler. But you know who was a really good who was a good ball handler back in the day was Sean Quintero. Sean Quintero had a fantastic ball handling. He had our good friend Mike Villarreal. They were better ball handlers than me, but I was pretty good at ball handling the ball. Why? Because I'm left-handed. So I was able to dribble with both hands pretty well. There was no such thing as make them go left, because if you made me go left, I'm left-handed. But I also played right-handed.
Man,
so I was good driving in. I had no mid-range game. So where I was deficient, I had no mid-range game, and you could post my ass up because I was 5'7" out there. So I knew where I was bad at. But defensively, if I was guarding guards that were my height or 5'10" or shorter, I was fine. I wasn't elite.
No, man.
But Joe, when NBA All-Star Weekend was in San Antonio at the Henry B, and they had the 6'2" and under 3-on-3 tournament, We were crowned champions, Joe.
Oh my!
Me, Sean
Stop the cap.
Quintero,
Stop the cap, bro.
the Noriega brothers. We were crowned the champions, Joe. It is what it is. But no, it was good. I was all right, dude. I was all right. I mean, I was all right
No, man, you
as good as
making
we
it
could be
sound like
last
you
time.
were the best point guard in San Antonio,
No.
street ball champion, Mike.
No. It was the fact that we played a tournament in which we had been playing ball with each other for years. So we knew our ins and outs. We knew what we were doing.
Oh man,
It was second nature to know where we were going to be. It wasn't like we were
I would
playing
have
pickup ball.
nutmegged the crap out of you, dude. I would have
See, but that's different ball.
absolutely embarrassed your ass on the
That's
court, bro.
that's different ball, Joe. I mean, you talk about street ball where there's no rules and we were punching the shit out of each other. That's a different basketball game than actually going into a gym and
No,
playing
I
a
played in the gym too. I'm just saying, I would have crossed your ass up. I would have made you fall down, looked at you, and
maybe
shot the ball, and then just
maybe
kept looking at you like, what?
maybe, and I would have gone to you on the next play.
No, bro, because I would have knocked the taste out of your mouth real quick, real
Yeah.
quick.
I mean, and that again, there's a difference between playing, rec league versus YMCA versus CYO versus men's league versus whatever the case may be. The street ball where it's you're playing like white men can't jump and you're just like elbowing the shit out of people. That's a different type of ball than it is playing when there's an official out there, or when you're playing gym ball and you're playing like we used to play at Racquetball Fitness or Lifetime Fitness, where you win, you stay on the court, right? You got you so you lose, right? That's different ball than we're playing outdoor on double rims on asphalt with a basketball that has very little grip on it. That is also bounces too high. It's different levels of game. I wasn't a bad basketball player, but I wasn't great. I wasn't elite. I was a slightly above average from time to time. I wasn't bad. I held my own. It's like karaoke, Joe. I'm not a great singer, but I don't.
I held my own. It reminds me of that next Friday, man. He had me scared, but I held my own.
I held my
He's
own,
right.
baby. Held my own. Do you know who I want to have on our show, Joe?
Uh,
I was thinking about it the other day. I forgot about it because he sent me a message the other day on Facebook, and I forgot that that I've known him for years, and we used to play poker all the time. The fighter Golden Johnson. The next time we have a big boxing match, Golden Johnson was a champion from the San Antonio, South Texas area. He fought against Sugar Shane Mosley. Mosley knocked him out. Sugar Shane Mosley knocked him out in the 8th round. He went 7-8 rounds with Sugar Shane Mosley in Sugar Shane's prime. We got to bring him on the show. So Golden
Yeah.
Johnson, if you're listening, well, I'd like to have you on, man.
you know, I was gonna show you too, Mike. I wanted to show you this stat, man.
Tex-Mex Frank says Joe plays puro Marbach style basketball.
Shit, dude. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all don't know. But look at this. It says from Stat Defender. This is why I've been pulling some stats for the show this morning. It says
Yeah.
teams with the best net rating so far in the 25-26 NBA regular season. Look at that, Mike. The numbers don't lie. Number 1, San Antonio Spurs plus
That's right.
15.6.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Spurs also have the highest plus minus when it comes to scoring, point differential. That's amazing. Joe, why did people give me so much crap about what I posted yesterday on Twitter about that article that was sent that was on my essay? By the way, the person who sent me that article, if you had to guess, who was the person who sent me that article about San Antonio being one of the worst places in the country to be single? Who do you
I
think
would say it was
sent me
Puro. Puro.
that? It's not. I'm gonna give you 2 more guesses.
Not sure because it's coming from my essay. Who do we know from my essay? I don't know, man. Can't think of it. Sean?
Nope. I'll give you the answer on this one. It was Chica who sent it to me.
Oh, okay.
So this is an article on mysa.com. It came out a couple of days ago.
I'm gonna show it
And
here.
the headline says San Antonio ranks among the worst cities in the United States for dating as Texas rival ranks near number 1. So the article goes on to say that it's very difficult in San Antonio to be single. And I made reference to the fact that I'm in Conroe because, I found love for those of you who don't know, I met Chica online. We met on Facebook dating, right? We talked to each other for a month over the phone, hour, 2, 3 hours at a time, not realizing that we lived in different cities. We honestly did not know that we did. I thought she lived in San Antonio. She thought I lived in Conroe or the Woodlands.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until a month down the road that we found out that we lived 225 miles away from each other. And essentially, I decided that I wanted to go out and meet her, and the rest was kind of history. Now we're trying to debate. We had a conversation yesterday about where we're going to find a home, and we're still debating where that's going to be. And we're looking all over the place because she wants to be in one area, I want to be in one area, and we're going to have to figure it out. And I said, well, why not somewhere in the middle? And maybe we go to San Antonio for a few years. Maybe we go to Conroe the few years after that. All sorts of things like that. Well, here's the thing. Dating in San Antonio for me was difficult. There's just not a lot out there, right? So anyway, this article goes on to say that there's a reason why it's difficult in San Antonio. It's because even if you want to meet somebody, the income level in San Antonio is so low that it's hard to take people out on dates.
You got to make more money, Mike. Come on.
It scored San Antonio on a scale of A through F as a B for restaurants, right? Because there's a lot of food in San Antonio.
Yeah.
A B for rent because it's cheap to live in San Antonio. They gave San Antonio a C for nightlife, a C for employment, a D for single population, a D for entertainment, and a D for a single person's income. Overall, San Antonio scored very low. Okay. But guess who ranked lower than San Antonio? The entire DFW area.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Houston ranked 27th, which was better than San Antonio because I believe San Antonio was like 47 or 48. Dallas was 50, Arlington 67, Irving 70, Fort Worth 75, Plano 76. And it basically says that if you're in San Antonio and Dallas, it's hard to hook up because no one's making money. It's in Dallas, it's too expensive to live. It's too expensive to go out. Lots of entertainment over there. Lots of places to go, but no one's got the money to go to. It's too expensive. Where did Austin rank? Austin ranked as one of the top places in the United States. It was saying that even though it's super expensive to live in Austin, you know what the average single person's income is over there?
No.
$68,000. And because it's $68,000, it might be expensive there. There's still enough disposable income to make it work in Austin. So Austin was one of the best ones in the country. San Antonio ranked low for a variety of different reasons. But San Antonio and Dallas ranked really low. Houston was kind of like pretty decent. San Antonio, but they were also saying that you look at the studies, Joe. San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas are three of the most cochino cities in the country. They have the highest rates of swingers or open relationships than any other place in the country. Why is it San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas? And if you looked at those studies about like those who are like sugar babies and sugar daddies, two of the worst schools about that, like with the highest numbers, are UTSA and Texas State. What does that say about the area, man? It's just so bizarre.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre how it all is transpiring. So I don't care if anybody goes for love.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You know what happens here in San Antonio is it's like this. It's kind of very traditional when it comes to dating, right? Like you're gonna ask a girl out. Most of the time, the man's gonna pay for dinner, and everything else. You got the younger faction of, the dating scenes that are like 19, 20 somethings, young adults. And they got a different mentality about things. Sometimes they're like, oh, we'll split the check or what have you. Fine, whatever. But the thing is with San Antonio is a lot of these women that you date, they just want to be taken care of, man.
Right.
They just want to be taken care of. It's like San Antonio, let's say it doesn't really pay a lot depending on where you're working, right? You're not going to get paid a lot of money. But it's hard, man, to live out there on just one income, You need to have both people working in order for y'all to have a better quality of life And the way that San Antonio was structured, especially in the Latino culture, the man works and does all these things, and the woman, kind of runs the household, and there's a lot of that mentality still. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons why it kind of ranks low too, because of that old adage, where the woman does this, the man does that, but it's more of a Latino thing, but that is changing too, as with the younger generation. I said this is more having to do with people that are around our age, 30
I
somethings, 40 somethings, 50s.
I think I don't think people take relationships very seriously anymore as they should have in the past. I mean, the divorce rates are high, and sometimes there's legitimate reasons for divorce. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get divorced. I've been divorced twice. Um, but you look at it and you ask yourself the question, well, why is it that you get divorced? And I looked at it and I thought to myself, it's amazing how it's like the movie The Sixth Sense, where you were dead the entire time, but you didn't know, and all things come into focus, right? And really, I am 48 years old, and I've told Chica I'm going to make one last run at love, and it has everything to do with the fact that I don't want anybody else. That's the thing. There are a lot of guys out there who want to fuck everybody, man. Just want to go for, like it's a like they have to pass their seed on to like 9,000 people, and that's just not me. That's just not me. Now, if you're living the single life, that's great. Nothing wrong with living the single life, because single life can go play around. I'm not against that. That's fine, because as long as both sides are down for that, hey man, that's great. But I'm talking about those who get into committed relationships and then still want to go F around, and it's just like, but how dare it happen to me? I have a lot of friends who are like that too, who are like,
The audacity.
the audacity. I cheated on them. How they do that to me, right?
Oh,
But
man.
there's a lot of that going on, and Chica and I are off to a good start. We've been together for a year and a half, and we're gonna get married probably at the end of the year. And I look at things that just simple things like yesterday, or this past couple of days, where I was working on things in the attic. She bought shelving, I put it together. The garbage disposal went out, and I fixed it. And it's little things like that that got her all excited. Meantime, what is she doing? Well, she meal prepped me breakfast for the whole week. She made chorizo and egg and papas con huevo for days. She's making caldo right now, and she was like, this is going to take care of you for the week, so you don't have to go out to eat. You can just do this. You can work from home, make money, stay home and make money.
I'm just disappointed she make no wiener and egg, bro.
Oh, dude, I've talked to her about that, Joe. She thinks that's disgusting. But it's funny because Chica
There
and I
you
are
go.
gonna
You just said make more money, Mike. Come on, man.
210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. I am a financial guy. I've been working with people's money, investments, insurances for 19 years. My number is 210-508-0369. And by the way, the chat has been kind to me when it comes to it all. But here's the thing, Joe. I don't think people are really down for traditional roles like they should be.
No.
Like traditional roles like they should be. I should be responsible for the yard. I'm a guy.
You
I
like
should be
doing
responsible.
yard work. That's
I
what
love
I've been
doing yard
told.
work. I love doing yard work, man. There's stuff like that, and Chica's like, I will take care of this, and I will do that, and I will do this, and just know your role, right?
Yeah.
Like the Spurs, know your role. and it's funny because I started dating, and we hear the phrase, I'm a boss bitch. Who the fuck wants that, man? Who the fuck wants that, man?
Man, Mike, today you just giving them gold to fry your ass on social media.
What?
Man.
Boss bitch mentality.
Oh, man.
Nobody tells me what to do and blah 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 blah. Shut up. No, you're single for a reason. You're single for a reason. And Chica
man.
makes fun of the fact that we're gonna be in San Antonio this weekend, right? And the second we go to San Antonio, she always goes, "Why is it that girls don't dress cute here?"
No, man.
That's her complaint of San Antonio. She goes, I'm too dressed up. Everybody here in East Texas, Joe, the girls get dressed up. They get all feminine. They wear their boots. They wear their skirts. They wear their sundresses and all that stuff over here. Go, you driving to San Antonio? Dude, they don't dress up for shit in San Antonio. What is that all about?
What are they wearing, Mike? They're wearing yoga pants, stretchy pants. What
You
is it,
can
man?
you can doll up yoga pants. Chica does all the time. You can doll up yoga pants, but it's like everyone's dressed down. And she goes, I want to go out and look cute. It's funny, Joe. There's a mentality difference between the two.
Man.
I don't
And
know.
you know
Joe.
what's funny too, dude? I saw this earlier today. Like we're talking, about basketball. We're talking about San Antonio Spurs. And there's this one podcast that I saw. It had like Kendrick Perkins and some other NBA players on here. And they're kind
sorry, Greg just says, look at Gina.
oh, bro, no, hombre.
Sorry
No,
for
but-
interrupting. That was great.
No,
by
but
the
I'm
way.
saying like they were talking about what it was like, to play against Matt Bonner of all the Spurs. Like he surprised them because he said there was a game where the Celtics had played the Spurs
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Timmy was out, so Matt Bonner took over. It's funny. Let's listen to this.
One day, Spurs come in, no Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this documented right here.
Oh,
Go ahead, finish
yeah,
that one.
motherfucker. What's his name? Matt Bonner.
Oh my
Matt
God.
Bonner come in. We didn't even know he was
Red
from
Rocket.
Rhode
Shout out to
Island.
Red Rocket.
You know what I'm saying? Or New Hampshire. He putting on for his crowd. He come in. He got like 20 at half. Doc come in like, hey, we gotta pee interrupt. Like, hell nah, man. Damn, who guard Matt Bonner? Man, you know who guard Matt Bonner? Ticket guard. Ticket like,
So look-
that's what we all P.
No,
But-
hold on. Look, he like,
The true story.
all right, so we gonna make a switch. Hey, Ticket like, hell no. Fuck that. I got him. I got Matt Bonner. Whatever the hell that name is.
Matt
Bro,
Bonner,
that man Ticket took it
Red
down.
Rocket.
He took it down.
Hey, then Ticket down. I mean, I'm just saying.
Man, that's funny, dude. Matt Bonner.
I'm looking at Matt Bonner's stats from that game, by the way, according to statmuse.com. Matt got Bonner
Damn.
against the Celtics that game. On February 8th, 2009, played 36 minutes. He shot 10 for 17. He knocked down 4 3-pointers in that game. Had a hell of a game, dude. Jeez. He had, let's see here. He had on that game against the Celtics, across the line here, he had 20 some odd points, 27 points.
That means he only scored 7 points in the second half because he had 20 at the half.
Yeah, they shut him down.
They finally said, you know what, man? I don't know who this Red Rocket is, but we got to shut him down.
That is
You know,
funny, dude.
We have another clip from Draymond Green's podcast here, and he's talking about teams that he believes are going to be contenders coming out of the West. And guess what team has been omitted from his teams coming out of the West?
Yeah, I saw that. Go ahead.
Let's play it.
America can get to the Western Conference, which is a complete bloodbath. And obviously, we're only 3 games into the season. Everybody's jumbled up somewhere from 0-2 to 0-3 to 1-2 to 2-1 to 3-0. We're all right there. But if you cannot see at every night, the Western Conference is going to be a bloodbath. I mean, look at our game against Portland. Like, Portland looked like a good team. So when I look at this conference, Spurs look good. But when I look at the conference, I think the true contenders, in my mind, when I think about this, is like OKC, yours truly, the Dubs, back in the Dubs Invitational. Denver, obviously Joker, champion, always going to give them a chance. They always going to be right there. Nightmare, matchup nightmare for everybody. They always, the way AG's playing, Aaron Gordon has looked good. They're always right there. You know, they're gonna make a run for it. And then I think you got to look at both LA teams. Like, both of those teams need good breaks, right? Like, you got Bron starting off the season on the bench, unhealthy. We just found out that Luka's going to be out for at least a week. with some injuries, and so they'll need it to break right. And then obviously the Clippers will need Kawhi to be healthy. Kawhi is starting this season off strong. They'll need him to be healthy, right? And again, we all need health on our side, but they're going to need health. You need Kawhi going through the full season and being healthy coming out of it. And obviously Kawhi.
So that's what he's talking about, Mike. He's just talking about teams that he thinks are going to be contenders coming out of the West. And in his opinion, it's the Warriors, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Thunder. Why are we even talking about these LA teams? The Clippers, they always let you down, man. They're not a contending team. And neither is LA as currently constructed as far as the Lakers go.
It's just easy to say teams that are big market is all that it is, right? It's the name when it's all said and done. He said the Clippers because they got Kawhi, but that's also the reason why they're not going to make it because they have Kawhi, right? That's a double-edged sword when it comes to it all. Portland has looked good, man. That's a good up-and-coming young team. That's going to be a hard out when it comes to it all. But the Spurs are turning heads right now. The Spurs are at least in the conversation. The fact that he brought up the Spurs may not have put them on the list, but has them as, I guess, honorable mention.
Yeah.
It's not that far away from being one of the top 6 teams in the Western Conference. Joe, on the media share, I just sent you something, Joe.
Yeah, I saw that right now. Pulling that up right now.
So Halloween is this Friday. So a lot of trick-or-treaters out there. Everyone looking for a good costume. But a comedian may have won the contest already for his best costume, going as a bloody Mark Sanchez.
Jeez.
Dude, that is like great.
Funny, not funny. Like,
Joe.
damn.
Which reminds me, Joe, what was the best costume that you ever had?
Oh, man. I don't know, man. One time I went as, what's that guy's name? Willie from Duck Dynasty. That was an easy costume, man. I had put like an American flag bandana. I had a fake beard, sunglasses, and everything.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. It was easy, man. That was one of the easiest costumes, and it looked decent.
My best one was 20 years ago. I wore a very ethnic shirt with a bolo tie and boots and a hat. And I went as Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. Dude, I pulled it off really good. I went like a week without shaving, and I had like the facial hair and all that stuff with the bolo tie when he was doing his speech for to try to become student council president or whatever the class
Vote
president, whatever the case. Yeah. And I had the vote for Pedro shirt underneath my shirt. That was the best one I ever did, man.
Yeah, that's a good. Now this is funny, dude. Like, oh God.
I mean, and carrying the football along with it is very, very nice.
Jeez,
Chica and I have been talking about doing an outfit that is, I guess, like we complement each other type of thing. She's given me some options there where I've seen her. She goes into the closet and she comes out. She goes, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So I've seen some of the options that she's narrowed it down to 3 options, but she already has it like upstairs. So she's bought clothes for this particular Halloween when it comes to it all. So very cool.
Mario Cavazos, he says, I dressed up as a racist without even knowing it. That was like way back when, dude. That was like long time ago, bro.
Before we go and let's go ahead and go over some of these comments that we have over here. Let's see here. Bobby February comes out and says, those damn swingers with the pineapple. If you know, you know. Tell them to read Ted Hail Mary as they need church. Dark Gale says, I hate it when a woman calls people a bro.
Oh.
Greg asking the question, who wants a masculine woman? That's what I'm talking about. Tony Ronaldo is saying that Austin is basically healthier because they don't have the same tacos that we do in San Antonio. Rob saying congratulations for me and Chica. Mexican Junior asking the question, is everyone invited in the chat to the wedding reception? Man, she doesn't want to have a wedding reception. Doesn't want anything. She just wants to go get it done. Greg saying that being a sugar baby, it's a life that he chose.
Damn.
Rob asking the question, is it offensive to ask a woman if she cooks or cleans? Hey, if that's what you want, that's what you want. Very
And you
nice.
know the women get offended by that nowadays, man.
Well, I mean, if a guy's job is to make money, then it is what it is.
You know, like I mean, if they're not going to work and they're just at home, I mean, what are you doing? You know, are you going to cook? You going to clean? I mean, what are you doing?
Mexico
You
Jr.
know,
said Mexico Jr. says Jimenez thinks dating in San Antonio was difficult because he couldn't choose between the strippers that wanted him. I told Chica that story. She was surprised that I was in my early 20s. I didn't want to date a stripper.
I'm in love with the stripper.
I wasn't in love. I'd only gone on 2 dates. Mario
Oh
Cavazos
man,
reminding everybody that I was sneaky athletic. Back in the day, I was. I can't. I told Chica the other day my flexibility has gone to so much crap that if I got arrested, I don't think I could put my arms behind my back to have the the what's it called,
the
handcuffs or something like
handcuffs.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. JHNSB says Mike was Roger Mason the third on the court. That's a really good comment.
God, man.
I was like Gary Neal.
Gary
Big Sean
Neal.
PD says, "Here's a not so hot take. Dylan Harper is better than Cooper Flag.
Maybe.
DJ Edgecombe might be better than both, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are you going to be at Sean's Halloween party?
Good chance. There's a good chance because I'm going to spend Saturday with my kids. So we've been invited to 2 Halloween parties. One is in this neck of the woods. One is in San Antonio with Sean. We're going to try to figure out which one to go to. One is work related for me. The other one is not. A work Halloween party or a friend's Halloween party. We're debating which one would be the best one to go to based on a variety of different things that we have going on this weekend. I want to take my daughters. I haven't seen my youngest one in 2 weeks, and I haven't seen my oldest one in about 2 weeks. So I go to San Antonio every 2 weeks, and so I want to go back over there. Next week is Chica's birthday,
There you
so
go.
so I gotta plan for that, and so we got lots of things going on, man. Thanksgiving's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Christmas is less than 2 months away. Beginning of New Year's, I usually take vacation from the 15th of December, like business vacation, December 15th through January 3rd. So I got to deal with ending the year off right for work to prepare for all that. So lots of things going on. But this weekend, I want to be in San Antonio. I will be in San Antonio, hoping to be at Sean's party. So Sean, if you're listening, it's like a 70% chance right now. 75% chance.
70% chance of Mike.
Yeah. I'll be dressed up though. I'll be dressed up for Halloween.
I don't know what I'm going to even dress up, man. It's like I got to look at some costumes today and find out what am I going to dress up as. And then like on Saturday, I got to get up early. I got to get a haircut. Got to get myself faded up.
Yeah.
Because I got to get ready for my daughter's wedding.
I got the fade yesterday.
There you go. Yeah, I got to go get faded up, man, because my hair's getting long, dude. So I'm going to have long hair for Sean's party. I don't know what I'll dress up as. I got to think about it. I still got that old Batman mask from last year and the cape, you know? So it's like, that's easy, but, you know, trying to do something else. Maybe dress up as Hulk Hogan or the Macho Man, you know, from the 80s.
That's funny, dude. Yeah, the wrestling's always a good choice. You know, maybe one day I'll go as Nacho Libre. You know, that's funny. Hit the like button. Turn it on. Says hit the like button on the way out. That's amazing. Sean, go visit Sean over at PF Chang's La Cantera. Again, they are the proud sponsor of this show. The Shut Up Gina shirts are available on the fourth wall. Again, early voting goes until Halloween, so up until Friday. After that, the election day is on November 4th. So go check that out.
There's our merch store right there. And there's the Shut Up Gina.
Is it November 4th?
Yeah, November 4th.
Okay.
Make sure you go get your Shut Up Gina shirts because they're selling like hotcakes right now, man. People are buying them.
Very nice. Very nice. Joe, it's been a fun show. It's amazing how sometimes we have we have nothing planned for the show, Joe. I was 5-6 minutes late today because I was on a work call. But it's funny how we had nothing planned and somehow or another we did an hour and 30 on the fly, just chatting and just talking. Thank you to everybody in the chat for participating. Thank you for the super chat, Matt Lerma, as well. We will be back tomorrow, and the Spurs, guess what? When we talk tomorrow, we'll still be undefeated. Go Spurs, go! And then for those who are into UTSA football, don't don't have cricket sounds at the Alamo Dome, dude. I feel so bad, Joe.
Damn.
It's gonna be bad for UTSA football tomorrow.
All right,
But
we'll see you boys, man.
we'll be back tomorrow.
Yep. Late.